Without further ado, I'd like to call to order the Design and Review Board for our regular meeting of Monday, May 3rd, 2021. We have a quorum. We'll do attendance. So I'm Steve Antonio. I'm here. Anka.
Anka Dragulski, I'm here.
Holly.
Holly Rice.
And Elaine.
Elaine Lang.
Which establishes a quorum. So without further ado, let's get right into our new business. Number 1A is application 21-06 at 34 Hop Meadow Street Realty Company, LLC. Owner David Burr and Dave Richmond, applicants for a site plan approval for the construction of a storage facility located at the northeast corner of 34 Hop Meadow Street. Dave, who wants to present? Dave or Dave? Do you want to present the plan?
I believe the PowerPoint presentation was sent over to Mike. Mike, is that the case?
I'm trying to pull it up right now.
Okay. I'm David Burr. I'm the owner of DW Burr Landscaping here in town. David Richmond, my partner, is here somewhere. I know some of you. I don't know all of you. So for those of you who I don't know, it's nice to meet you. And we'll be presenting our PowerPoint presentation here shortly.
Did anyone else on DRB have the time to review the packet by chance?
I looked through it, yeah.
Sorry, no, not this time.
Anka, did you get a chance?
Yeah, I did. I did look through it. It looks okay to me. I would just like to know exactly. I cannot figure out exactly where it is, but this is me, not you guys, because.
No, I had a similar question actually, because you got a Hop Meadow address, but it looks like it's back in that kind of Avon. Well, no, it's not over the line in Avon. It looks like it's back.
No, there's a parcel of land which is to the south of the driveway into Chubb.
Oh, okay.
It's between Chubb's driveway and Curaleaf.
How far is this from? How far is this going to be from Hot Meadow?
I'm sorry?
From Hot Meadow Street, like the
setback
frontage?
Yeah, we're probably the last third of the lot. The access is going to be off of Chubb's driveway. That's what we're proposing.
Okay, so
we're waiting on final acceptance of that proposal.
You won't see it from Hot Meadow Street.
Correct.
Unless you're in a really tall vehicle.
The whole west side of the thing is going to have a large berm installed, and that will have trees, evergreen and deciduous trees, and a bunch of shrubs and flowering trees as well. So it'll be, it'll be kind of out of sight, out of mind to some degree.
Okay, thank you. That was my question as well, was about visibility from Route 10. So thank you.
You're welcome.
I believe your berm is higher than your buildings, isn't it?
And nobody wants to see us. You know that, Steve.
No, from a design review standpoint, that's great.
Yeah, well, we're here to please.
And just
oh, there you are. I thought you went to sleep.
I'm here. So we also constructed West Street Storage in 2008. And in the write-up that Mike's trying to bring up, I also own self-storage at Cheshire in Cheshire, Connecticut. So this would be my third project. Here we go. Beautiful.
There we go.
So are all the other self-storages that you are affiliated with, are they filled? And so you see a need for this?
Yes. We, just so you know, in order to get financing, it's very strict. We just completed a $6,000 feasibility study that's required by our lender. And that was finished last week, and it came back very favorable. What they do is they analyze the market, they analyze how many units there are currently in town. And because we sit on the Avon Simsbury line, as you may or may not be aware, there's only one self-storage facility in Avon.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to be able to draw from multiple towns. And because of all the new apartment growth, that actually drives the self-storage model. If we didn't have all the new apartments, we would not be proposing this today.
All right, so I'm bringing up my map. And there's Chubb. Okay.
It'll be presented in the presentation as well.
Gotcha.
Mike, it was up
Dave,
there.
I don't-
for a second.
I don't have a presentation from you. I just
Yeah,
have the
PowerPoint.
revised engineering. I know I don't have it. I just looked through my email twice.
Huh.
Go ahead.
I have the revised drawings addressing
Hold
the
on.
engineering comments.
One more
Let
question
me-
about location. Is it to the east or the west of the bike trail?
It is to the west of the bike trail.
Okay.
I'll be honest, Dave and David, I think we can proceed without the presentation. We're all familiar and Polly's catching up quickly.
Where's-
Because it's, from our standpoint, ours is obviously a review of the design, hence the name. So usually the way we do this is we go around and ask clarification points. If you're okay with that, we can proceed in that manner. David,
Sure.
Dave?
Yeah, no, that's fine, Steve.
All right, so, Anka, you had said that you had the opportunity to look it over. Were there any questions you had? by
Yeah,
chance?
no, not much. As you said, these are pretty standard, right? Prefab units.
Correct.
Yes.
Not much to review in terms of the appearance, the exterior appearance, and as long as it will be a lot of vegetation growing eventually, it will be fine. I mean, yeah, I'm okay with it.
Okay.
It's up to the planning and zoning, right, to give their final blessing in terms of location, but aesthetically, it's just what it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
storage units, absolutely, yeah.
And that we've established the sight lines from the Route 10. Polly brings up a good point. What will be the level of visibility from the Greenway?
There's actually an existing tree line that will
Mhm.
remain undisturbed.
Okay, great. Thank you. I think the visibility in terms of all the other good stuff the zoning commission will probably want to hear about, but
Oh, yeah.
for us, I think the visibility from the roadway and from the Greenway are probably our two biggest concerns, unless
Right.
anybody else can think of anything.
And they're all one story?
That is correct.
Yes.
Okay.
And there'll be light tan outside. The doors will be green. The office, we're going to be using the Simsbury brownstone, which will have a really nice pointed look driving in. It will have a security fence throughout, cameras. The hours are 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. access, fully staffed by a full-time manager, open 6 days a week with staff. Obviously, you can access your unit on Sundays without staff. And because David and I both live in town and I own other properties in town, we're not absentee landlords. Just for the record, I own 760 Hot Meadow Street. That building's full right now. I just bought a building in Terriffill, the old Terriffill package store building. We're renovating that. We just finished the first apartment and we'll be applying for the second apartment in the next few weeks. So I'm actively in the market, and my company is located in Simsbury as well.
And my facility is on West Street in behind the Salters Bus Company, which I also own.
And most of self-storage facilities are owned by mega companies now. And they have, employees managing them, but the people that own them, they wouldn't know how to get to Simsbury if you gave them a map.
Okay, let's dial it back down to design and review. I appreciate all of that. We're really nearing the finish of this discussion. There are two topics I want to touch on. The first is the fencing around the perimeter. I saw it implied it would be black vinyl. That's still what you're going to stick with, correct? Because
Yes.
that's unobtrusive, and we prefer, as you know, it's as unobtrusive as possible. Illumination of the site. What will the lighting be like, and can we be assured there's no real spillover into anywhere as far as illuminating the facility?
David, you want to, all the lighting on the outside of the building is down lighting.
Perfect.
That will be, obviously pointed down toward the ground. We're not having any light poles, if you want to call them that. It's really just for the site itself. Very directional.
Just crossing Ts and dotting Is.
Understood.
Go ahead. Okay, so back to Polly. You were the last one up as far as ends or insight you care to offer or ask?
No other questions, just making sure that you can't see it if you're on the path or on Hot Meadow. But there was somehow I was looking at a specific page and I can't find it again that had lists of all the different kind of trees. Were you planning to do more planting then?
All the plants that are proposed are for the berm that will be screening the building from Route 10.
And the berm is going to be
The
like a
whole west side.
north-south,
West.
It's the west side of the facility.
west side, but going north-south. So
Right.
that it,
It's parallel
that's
to
correct.
Route 10.
so it's going to end up kind of being like in a little bit of a dale or a valley.
Yes.
Yeah, there it is. There's planting detail, landscape schedule, etc. That's what I'm looking at right now.
Yep.
So,
It's a mixture of deciduous trees and evergreen trees and
Okay.
flowering trees, and then some ornamental shrubs to kind of fill in and around.
okay. That's good. Thank you. That's all I had. It looks fine. Very nice.
Okay, so let's close the open part of it. As far as internal discussion, I'm implied to, I'm not implied. I'm inclined to make a motion for a positive referral. Does any discussion they'd like to have for or against that at that time before we make a motion? Or would someone like to make a motion perhaps? Elaine, you're on mute.
I'll make a motion for a positive referral on this application to the zoning commission.
Okay,
I'll
and no
second.
contingencies, right? Just as proposed.
Yep.
Okay, we have a motion. All those in favor? Aye. Anka?
Aye.
Polly?
Yep.
And Elaine? Opposed or abstained? No one left, so it's unanimous with a positive referral for zoning. Good luck tonight. Thank you
Thank you
guys
all
for the
very
time
much.
to come by. As
Good luck.
review.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, moving along, application 21-08 of GPF-Drake Hill LLC owner, Andrea Foster, applicant for sign plan modification for the installation of new signs for the former Peach Wave location to accommodate New Jersey Mike's at 710 Hot Meadow Street. Is anyone presenting on behalf of Jersey Mike's?
Steve, I don't see Andrea here on the call right now, but I can describe the application to the commission.
By
So,
all means.
but Jersey Mike's is going to go in where Peach Wave was located. The only reason why they're before the zoning commission is they're requesting a slight increase in size of the signs. It's very de minimis, less than two square feet adding on to the signs. I can pull up their proposal. They're proposing a channel lit sign similar to what's on the new facade for Fitzgerald's. It'll be reverse halo lit white lettering. And just bear with me, I'll pull it up quick for the commission.
Just for
But-
clarification, it's all halo. It's not channel illuminated channel letters, right?
Correct.
Okay, just making sure.
It's not internally lit. Yeah, we had that discussion from the start that it had to be externally lit or reverse halo. That's the only two lighting options that are available for signage. So, and I'll pull up the drawings quick.
Well, you're doing that. Is there an existing sign on the south side of PA? Is that a replacement?
Yeah, it's replacement.
Okay.
The one that is a slight enlargement, and I'll put that up right now, is on the north. This is what they call the front. It's slightly larger sign than what was there. And then here's the other elevation, which would be the south. You could see that there's actually the box out for where the existing sign was, and literally the S sticks out. That's where the increase in size for signage for this one is.
So are they gonna keep with the lights above both signs? Will those be illuminated or are they gonna take the bulbs out? Because halo lighting won't work with those.
Yeah, they'll most likely disconnect they'll keep the goosenecks there, but take the bulbs out, etc.
Okay.
So do you have an example of what the lighting at Fitzgerald's looks like? Because I don't know what channel blah, blah, blah you said. I don't know what that means. Sorry to be so unclear.
No, it's halo lighting. First
I
of
thought
all,
you said something about
letters-
channel.
Those are the letters. That means the letters are like cut out. So
Yeah.
And what's
instead of
halo
having like a
lighting then?
board that you paint them on, you actually have cutouts of each letter, or well, it's cursive. So you see how he's got it there? So in other words, the background is the actual building. There's no like board it's mounted on. The actual letters are channels affixed to the building. And then it's halo lighting, which means there's a light behind it. So it splashes off of the building. It's almost like a reverse image as far as illumination when it's a halo light type thing. Does that make any sense to you?
Okay, so during the day, you'll just see the letters as they are, and at night, you'll see like their shadow.
For all intents and purposes, they're the shadow in front of the light. Yes.
Okay, so it's not like it's backlit with a big plastic, I don't know. Backlit is supposed to not be in Simsbury, as I understand it.
Right. I think halo is like backlit, but it's opaque. So it's not like a reverse illumination like a projector would be like if you shone a light behind like a piece of paper.
Well, that's what's illegal, actually. You're on mute again.
It's because I've lifted my hand off my unmute button. It's like backlit, but the letters are opaque. So the light doesn't shine through the letters. It shines around
Around it.
the outside.
Okay, so obviously, Mike, what they're proposing is part of the Simsbury code.
It's allowed, correct.
Okay. All right. I guess I just don't know the terms of halo versus channel versus, and maybe it's more homework for me to do. That's
Well, you know them now. That's how
yeah,
I
like I'm
know
going to
'em.
retain that. Okay. I understand.
So, Mike, would this be considered them naming the building after you since your name's on it?
I'm not from Jersey.
Or maybe we won't let them illuminate the Jersey section.
Just Mike's.
Great.
You already gave him cheese curds on the menu, Stephen. He's going to get it.
I took them off.
He's going to get too big for his britches.
So as far as the signage coloring, are there does it fit within their center zone color scheme?
Yes. So wall mounted, the only color scheme comes into the center code is the freestanding signs are supposed to have a solid color as their base in either dark lettering, like for example, white with black lettering, white with blue lettering, kind of what they did for the freestanding sign.
Okay, cool. Anka, you've been quiet. How you feeling about this particular sign?
Well, I don't know. The more I think about it, I wish, but I know it's impossible tonight to see like an overall elevation of all the commercial strip there. You know, starting with CVS on one corner and ending with these Jersey Mike's on the other corner. So we would be able to compare more to see overall all the wording, all the signage on this structure.
Right.
I understand it's not possible. So as you guys said, the sign is not bigger, dramatically bigger than what was there before. Again, this is just a rendering. So the fact that the white is so white is just probably a graphic, impression. Is not going to be as white in reality. The contrast with the brick wall is not going to be so gold. And overall, yes, I think it's okay. The only thing that I don't like in terms of the spelling, but again, this is Jersey Mike's, it's the brand name, the way they call themselves. I would have liked to see a tiny little space between the E, the letter E in the word Mike, and the S, but that's not going to happen. I think Mike's should have been like, Mike and S with that apostrophe above there. Anyway, this is just me. So overall, if you ask me personally, I would say, yes, let's go ahead and approve it.
She raises such a good point. It's their trademark, so they're not going to change it. But as I look at it, it looks like it should have had a space there.
Thank you.
The apostrophe is grammatically correct, though, so we can give them credit for that.
I agree, Elaine.
I agree with the apostrophe. I'm saying it should have been a space between Mike and S. But
There's so many
it's
places
not-
that use apostrophes that aren't supposed to, that this one's okay, we're gonna let it.
As long as they don't put quotation marks around anything on the menu, I'll be happy.
Right.
It's just another example of the great grammar that the new generation is using these days. And
Well, this is more of a typography issue, but you'll have to take that up with the Jersey Mike's graphic designer, and that is beyond our ken. So
way beyond, yeah. No, I would say I have no issues, and I would approve it. Yeah.
I'd like to actually drill down on what Anka said. The white, Mike, just to be clear, is not like a vibrant, like obnoxiously white. It's closer to like the crown molding on the building in color. Because okay. Do we need to say that as part of our positive referral? Because I would want them to at least embrace the detail of the building as far as the color shade.
I would ask that you say that just so, we don't get surprised.
Okay.
That's a good point.
Woohoo, woohoo. I'm sorry.
Point for
That's
you,
all I
Stephen.
got, though. Anyone else before we do make a referral?
Well, I'm looking up on the internet, Jersey Mike's, and all the logos I see are in red, white, and blue.
they would have altered it to meet our
well,
center
now,
code.
as I scroll, there are some that are white and black. As long as it's in keeping, and Mike, this is just a thought for another time when we get something that's going on a facade where there's other signage, to be able to see the consistency when we have a meeting like this. So maybe just even a picture of
A landscape picture. I
the
agree.
Fitzgeralds and then
Yep.
some of the other locations so that we can ensure consistency. Because I'm trying to Google it while we're talking and I'm not finding anything that could help us.
Okay.
So Google Street View should have it, but it's probably not current.
Yeah, maybe before the Fitzgerald's renovation.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's just a thought, just, we've all been, touching on that, but that would be helpful.
Okay.
Okay, as long as it's consistent with what's there, and then as Stephen said, talking about the coloration so that it isn't like screaming at you, but you can see it.
Yeah.
I think that's what the point is there.
Okay, I'll make the motion myself if it's okay for this one. I'd like to make a motion for a positive referral regarding application 21-08 with the stipulation that the shade of the white is concurrent or complementary to the crown molding on the building to which it will be adhered. Would anyone like to make a second for that motion?
I'll second.
And all those in favor? Aye.
I
Against, abstain, there's not enough people for either, so it's unanimous for a positive referral of application 21-08. Is there any other general business anyone would like to discuss before we adjourn?
There were no meetings, minutes from the last meeting?
We should have had, I'm sorry, I may have forgot to put that on the agenda.
Okay.
Oh,
I don't.
I don't think
Next
they're in
time.
the packet either though, Mike, to be honest.
Okay. Well, that'll be in your agenda for your next meeting along with your packet. I apologize. That's on me.
Yep. Okay. I'm going to have to notate that in the file. All right. Would someone like to make that final motion of the evening?
Motion to adjourn.
And seconded, anyone?
I'll second.
All those in favor? Aye.
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 Opposed, abstained. There's no one left, so it's unanimous. We're adjourned. Thank you all for the time.